Hi, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing my paycheck to paycheck budget for the last paycheck in January. Um, Excuse my voice. I just got over some cold, or whatever it was. It was some bug. 4 out of the 6 people in the Smith household got this little bug, and mine still hasn't completely gone away. So just bear with me through this video. Thank you to all those who have subscribed to my channel. I do have new subscribers, so thank you so much. Thank you for the thumbs up and the comments. I really do appreciate it, and I look forward to you all being here on this journey with me. So before I get into this budget, I would like to kind of recap our last budget. We did struggle with some things. We did not go, we didn't overdraft on our account, so that's a positive. But some of the things that we struggled with was I did not do well at tracking our expenses. I did not put anything in our expense tracker. I really didn't track my cash categories at all. Like, I really didn't do any updating during the week, any of that. I've been doing pretty good with that, like on Mondays, looking at our account and just kind of balancing our expense tracker. But I didn't do good at that. So that's something I need to work on going forward. The other thing was I went over in my grocery category, and although I didn't track it, that well with my cash, I do know that I spent all my cash, and then I do know that I still went back to the store and spent more money on groceries, and then we got sick, so we went back to the store again and spent money on cold medicine, more food or whatever, like Sprite, stuff like that. So I really just kind of overdid the whole thing on the grocery budget. Again, we didn't go into the negative, and one thing that kept us out of the negative was I sold a table saw on Facebook Marketplace for $50. I sold some canisters that were just sitting out in the garage for $15, and then I had some sales on eBay and Poshmark, and that was the money that we used to get those extra groceries. And I think my husband sold something like a motor or something that he had. So we had cash and stuff like that from things that we had sold that we were able to use. One thing that I want to do with my budget going forward is adding in money for things like household items. I never budget for household items, and this since the last pay period, we did need things for the household. Zach needed diapers, I needed pads, and I never budget for them. So that's what I want to do. Like, I want to make sure I'm putting those household items in here as a budget, because they are things that we truly do need every single month. And I'd rather spend or budget in the $6 for my organic pads than to have to budget in another 25 to go to the gynecologist. So going forward, I need to start thinking of ways to increase our income in order for me to be able to stuff cash in other categories. If it hadn't been for budgeting, I wouldn't have known that we do not have enough income for what we actually need. So we have enough income to pay our bills, and to pay our debts, and for the most part, kind of do groceries and gas. But we really don't have any other income to do anything else with. And I got there by doing this little chart here. So I did this little chart, well, not chart, but I wrote all of our bills and savings and everything out. And basically this is what I came up with. Our total monthly income minus all expenses and debts and everything leaves us with $963.13. That's all we have at the end of the month to get groceries and gas. And by me going over on groceries, obviously our grocery category needs to increase because all we've been doing is $300 a month, and that's just not working. So I really want to be able to increase that. Now, being left with $963 isn't much. If I did $600 a month in groceries for a family of 6, which we are, that would only leave us with $363 for gas, which is fine. But then what about the household items? What about when I need pads? What about when we get sick and we need extra medicine that's not in our medicine? Because right now the medicine envelope that I have, that is for my son who has the epilepsy. We know that he needs his medicine every single month. That's what that's for. It's not for other medications. What about copays when someone has to go to the doctor? What about medications if they go to the doctor and they're prescribed something? What about our HOA dues? What about our car tags? All of that type of stuff. Like, we don't have enough money at the end of the month to be able to stuff all of these categories and put money there. So I came up with the fact that I need to find something to do to make money. So I just want to add something really quick. I know a lot of people say go ahead and get you a day job, but my husband and I have both come to the decision that that's not going to work for our family. Finances are personal, and they're personal for a reason. We all have, different circumstances, different situations that we come from or that we're in. So what Sally does, Jane cannot do, because their situations are totally different. So you have to do what is best for you and your family, just like I have to do what's best for me and my family. I'm still going to share the things that I do, but don't ever try to mimic or compare yourself to somebody else, because again, we all have different situations. Now, for me and my situation, it is I'm choosing to stay at home and try to find something to do from home because of my son. Since he has epilepsy, we have been through it all for a while. Not just, now, but he has had epilepsy for 5 years now, and we have gone through a lot. I have worked while he had epilepsy, at a sitting service, and I would have to come home all the time because he was having so many seizures in a day, 10 seizures in a day. We have moved while, he was having 10 seizures in a day. I've been pregnant while he's been having, 6 or 7 seizures in a day. I've been pregnant while they were under control a little bit. There have been so many things that we've gone through with him and the epilepsy that I know that I cannot go out and work a job and be able to really keep it, because there may be times when he's in the hospital or he's, having seizures 3-4 days, in a row, and plenty of them back to back.
every day and I'm not able to go to work. So who is going to keep me when I'm at home more than I'm at work? So that's the number one reason why I'm choosing to stay at home, is because my son has epilepsy and I feel like I really need to be there for him, and I wouldn't be able to really keep a job or be a good employee when I am always at home sometimes, with him, because we've gone to the hospital 3 days in a row with him being in school. This was, once he started school, and I can only imagine what my employer would be saying while I'm at home. Well, why I had to leave 3 days in a row at work, and then I think the fourth and fifth day I still had to stay at home with him because he was still having some seizures, and he just couldn't go to school. He was sleeping them off. So that's the number one reason, again, why I'm choosing to stay at home, is to be available for him. Yes, he's in school, but I want to be available for whenever he has a seizure, for me just to be able to get in my van and go pick him up if I need to pick him up, or go meet them at the hospital if that is the case. So that is why I choose not to go to work. And then the second reason is we have a toddler. Our youngest baby is 2, and with me not having a degree or a trade or something like that where I can just go to where I could, the job that I would have. Oh gosh, I am really messing this up, but I'm trying to explain this to you guys really well. But the job that I would probably qualify for or be able to get would not pay me enough money to benefit from working. Y'all, I would probably get a job that would only pay me enough to really turn around and pay the daycare center and not really have a lot, to bring home. And if I went through a period where my son was having seizures and I needed to stay at home, or I had to, call in or whatever, then guess what? I really wouldn't even have that check really to pay for daycare. So we're just, we made that decision together as husband and wife that my husband is going to work and keep our insurance and all of that stuff, and that I stay at home and be available for our children. And one last thing is, I'm really thinking about homeschooling Corey CJ, because he's been in school and he has so many delays, and he's not really learning anything. So we're thinking about giving it a try, of me trying to teach him here at home and see if he learns anything. If he doesn't, then hey, he can go back to school. But if I can teach him a little bit better than maybe what they're doing at school, then that's what we want for our son. We want him to learn. We want him to know how to count and his ABCs and all of that type of stuff. So maybe if he just had a little bit more one-on-one, which I can do with him more than they probably can at school, then that's what we're going to do. So again, make sure you're doing what you need to do for your family. Budgeting and finances is not cookie cutter. It's not a cookie cutter thing. It's not a one size fit all type thing. It should be customized to you as an individual, you as a family. So yeah, those are our reasons for staying at home. For me, staying at home and not getting a day job.
I'm trying to think about ways that I can make money on the side. So I've been doing eBay on and off for 2 years, the past 2 years, on and off, like 2 or 3 months out of the year, really. but I've never stopped buying stuff for eBay. I know it's horrible. I shouldn't have that habit, but that's the habit that I've had. So now I'm thinking about just going ahead and trying to see if I can really do this like a legit job and see how it goes. So, if you are interested in seeing how I can make money on eBay, or if I make any money on eBay, if it's even worth it or anything like that, please leave that down in the comments below if you're interested in seeing that. Maybe me sharing my numbers, what I made on eBay and stuff like that. But I think that's going to be the number one way I try to increase our income. So that'll be like my side hustle or whatever, for me to increase our income so that we can start stuffing some of these other categories, putting money towards those categories and things. The second thing I'm thinking about doing is maybe opening an Etsy shop selling cash envelopes, things like that, because everything that I use or that I kind of craft to try to make, for myself, I would love to sell those things if they would help somebody else. I would love to offer them at least, and I do have everything at my disposal. I already have scrapbook paper, laminator, all of that kind of stuff. I'm not going into debt or spending money that I don't have to go buy these things. I already have them. I'm shooting this video in my craft room where I have an abundance of crafting supplies and everything else. So, that's kind of the second thing that I'm thinking about doing. And the third thing I'm thinking about doing is just a handmade thing and participating in some craft shows. So if you want to see that, I would love to share that with you as well. I have no idea how any of this will turn out. So, I would love to document it and share with you guys as I go along. I don't know if eBay is really worth it, or if I have to put in like all kinds of crazy hours before my kids get up, while my kids are up, after they go to bed. I don't know. But I do know that I'm going to try to give it everything that I have and then go from there. So, yeah, those are some things that went on with the last paycheck and some things that I'm thinking about doing as a way to increase our income. I will say budgeting has opened our eyes so much to some of the things that we really didn't pay attention to at first, like our income. We thought, well, hey, we're paying all of our bills, great. But really, in order to pay everything that we need to pay, and not go back to using credit cards and stuff like that, we do really need to increase our income until our debt goes down. So, yeah, those are some things that I've been thinking about. So now I can go ahead and get into my budget. All right, we're going to bring in my calculator here. I'll go ahead and get into this budget. Let me zoom you guys in a little bit. All right, I'm sorry, you guys. My son was screaming. He wanted a snack, and his oldest sister, she has this issue with just saying, okay, hold on just a second while I get it, or whatever. She just ignores them, and then they'll start screaming until they can't scream anymore, and he was coming to tell on her. So I had to deal with that. So, as I was saying, for this paycheck, we don't have many bills due. The majority of our bills are due at the beginning of the month. So from this check, we need whatever is left over, or at least I would say about 200 or so um, left out of this check for the bills that will be coming up in February. So let's go ahead and start putting in our bills for this paycheck. So we have our tithes, my husband's student loans, and then the storage room. Alright, so I'm going to put in all my due dates. $249, $40.36, $57.73, and then $90 for our storage room. So our bill total is $437.09. Let me just check over that. Uh-oh. Yep, $437.09. And that will leave us $1,225.55 left. All right, now for our envelopes, we're gonna do gas. We're gonna do 150. Groceries is going to get 200. Household is going to get 25. Meds is going to get 20. Miscellaneous is going to get 80. Haircuts is going to get 25. Trash is going to get 12. My hubby cakes is going to get 200. And tax prep is going to get 125. Alright, let's add that up. I hope you guys still can see this. So we have 150, 200, 25, 20, 80, 25, 12, 225, $837. So we'll be left with $388.55. So we are going to use this $388.55 and we are going to do $100 in our emergency fund. We want to build up that $1,000 emergency fund, so we're gonna go ahead and put $100 in there, and that's gonna leave us with $288.55. So this needs to stay there until February because we're gonna need right at, well, about $200. I think it's $185. So about $200 we're gonna need to cover those bills at the beginning of February. So let me go ahead and get my cash out so that I can stuff these envelopes. Alright, so I have all my money laid out here, and I'm just going to go through my wallet and remove all of my receipts. And I'm going to put them in my file folder here. This is just where I keep all of my household receipts for each and every month. Normally, I've already kind of kept track of it here on my tracking sheets here, but again, I didn't do too well with that the past pay period. So, I just want to talk about what I ended up doing here. This is what I was using before, and it just wasn't working for me because I had no way of knowing what I had left. I could see what I put in and what I spent, but I just didn't have a way of knowing what my balance was. And it was the same way for my gas. I couldn't see what I put in. I couldn't see what I had left. So, I made these, and I didn't want them to go to waste because I had, here's another one. So I made these, and it has the date, the transaction, the amount, and the balance so that I know. But I didn't want these to go to waste, and I needed one to track my gas. So I'm going to probably use this for gas. And I thought that I wanted to use them kind of throughout the same way I did these old ones, like just right behind. But I ended up laminating one. My envelopes were already done, but I just laminated one and stuck it on the back. I think I'm gonna like that a little bit better. So I'll go through and I'll laminate the rest of them off camera, and use those. I'll laminate them off camera, I'm sorry. I'm just gonna go through and remove all of these that I put in here. Alright, so yeah, I think I'm gonna like this so much better. Let me see if I have a pen. I hope I have a marker or something. Yeah, I think I have a Sharpie around here. I do. But I think I'm gonna like this so much better than having them inside, because I'm going to be sticking my money in there too. But now that'll just kind of mean that I always have to have a Sharpie with me in my purse or something. Because sometimes I like to fill these out, like when I'm at the gas station or at Walmart. I don't know. Well, I'll figure it out. Okay, so for gas, I did 150. I've already filled this out because last night I went and I got gas. So I got gas at Walmart. I'm gonna go ahead and put that in, and I have the receipt in here. So since I don't have a envelope for gas, I usually just kind of put my receipts there. So I got $40.75 of gas. later. So that leaves me with $111.98. And then whenever my husband gets gas, I'll come back through and add that in there. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and stuff. Looks like I have another receipt down there, and I do. Alright, so now we're going to stuff our groceries, and groceries is getting 200. So that's 50. 50 is 100. 20, 40, 60, 70, 80, 90, 95, 200. So groceries is getting 200. Just gonna take my Sharpie and write that down. Alright, let's see. It doesn't come off. You can get this off with acetone or alcohol. So that's that. Household is getting 25. So that's 25. Meds is getting 20. That's 10, 15, 20, 10, 15, 20. And I'm going to go ahead and fill this out as well. So now we should have $40 in this one, because I had 20 already. 20, 30, 35, 40. Hope you guys can see. I didn't even check to see if you guys can see. I guess so. You can see. Let's zoom you in just a tad bit. Alright. Now we're gonna go to miscellaneous. And miscellaneous is getting $80. And this is for I have had a book from my mom that I got for her 2 Christmases ago. I think this was like in 2017. I went to this little like Christmas festival, and this author, he signed a book for her. She loves to read, and she's a librarian, and she just loves to read. So I thought it was the perfect Christmas present for her, and so I bought it for her, and it just sat here at my house. Y'all, I'm horrible about that type of stuff, but I need to mail that and a few other things to her. And also that same year, my aunt and her daughters came to visit for Christmas, and we made some stuff and they left it here and they have been wanting it. And again, I have to mail those things off. So it's just waiting for it to be in my budget. So I'm trying to put it in my budget now. I need to mail that off to them. And this past Christmas, my mother-in-law and sister-in-law, they came and they left some stuff here, and I need to mail that off. So that is what I'm putting this in the miscellaneous category for. So that's 20, 40, 60, 80. And that's gonna go there. And then we're going to go to haircuts, and haircuts is getting 25. So that's 10, 15, 20, 25. And I like to get fives because on Mondays, the barbershop has a $5 haircut for kids. So even if my husband don't take them, I can take them and they can get their haircut. And next, trash. Trash is going to get $12. So that's 10, 11, 12. And then I'm going to be stuffing a couple that are not in my wallet. So I have this little pouch here that I got from Big Lots, I think. It's just a little clear pouch, and I've had it. I have a drawer full of pouches and stuff, makeup bags, all of that. So I'm using this to hold these envelopes. So I'm going to be stuffing for my hubby cakes and tax prep. And so my hubby cakes is getting $200. So that's 152. And I also made these to go into my smaller envelopes so that I can keep track of how much I'm putting in there and taking out. So alright, so he has his 200. And then tax prep is going to be getting 125, and this is just for us to have our taxes done. 125. Hopefully it don't cost that much, or I think I may not even be using this, because I think you can actually just have this taken from your refund if you get one. So I might not be using that, and this may be going towards something else. And if so, that'll be fine. I would love to have that happen. Alright, so that is all for those. And that is also it for my cash envelope stuffing. I want to show you guys, I'm using this one, but I know some of you guys, Dollar Tree, they have these, and then I found this one at Staples a few years back. I think it was around back to school time, and this would be good to use as well. I think anything. So if you get these type of envelopes, I think anything like this would be great for that. And I think, you know, the more I stuff in all of that, I'll probably move to this one just because it's kind of wider and more flexible. So I just wanted to share that with y'all, just in case you're looking for a way to store your stuff. I'm also thinking about using one of my other little planners like this that I got from Michael's. Using that one because it has the same ring pattern as this one, so I'll be able to pull out the money that I need, like just say it's for clothing. I'll be able to pull that clothing one and just snap it here into my wallet, because this is the wallet that I use every single day. So I'll be able just to, you know, put it in there and go, but I don't have to carry all of those envelopes with me, just the ones that I use on a regular basis. So I'm probably going to craft around with that and see which one I like, but for right now I already kind of had these made as I was making some envelopes maybe to put in an Etsy shop, and these were some that I was just kind of like, it's kind of a misfit, or I didn't do too well with it. So I put them in here and I used them. And also, just so you guys know, these are the half boxes from the Happy Planner, and I just use them to write my little categories and stuff on. So again, that is it for this budget and cash envelope stuffing. I am excited for it to be a new month, for me to be able to do a new budget, and I look forward to being able to stuff more of the cash envelopes, because I am going to be finding a way to increase our income, for me to be able to increase our grocery budget, and to also stuff more categories, because we truly need that. Thank you guys for joining me today. Thank you for getting through this video with my voice, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.